Hello and good evening, everybody. My name is John Koscki for the Dr. Subconscious Show, and what we're talking about tonight is Law of Attraction in Action Part 2. Okay, so it really comes down to living in the moment, and there are a lot of advantages to living in the moment, and one of them is your health, because when you're living in the moment, you are stress-free, because you're not anticipating future events that could cause you an issue. It could cause you a problem. So what we're talking about tonight is how do you get your intuitive thoughts in alignment with your logical side of your brain. And it all starts in the beginning of the day. Typically, goal setters like myself have a very logical pattern from A to B. But the problem with that is it creates a lot of anxiety. And when we're talking about being in the flow, we're talking about letting go of all those anxieties, is controlling your thoughts so that you don't spin out into the future or, like most people do, concentrate on the past. So what we're going to do is we're going to block all that out. And instead of having logical thoughts, we're going to start with intuitive thoughts in the beginning of our day and staying committed throughout the day. So that when our schedules become so hectic, we simply downshift. So, you know, in Star Wars, it was called the Force. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that will say the Jedi and Illuminati and Hollywood. That's just Hollywood's version of the flow. So, when you feel those stressful moments in your day, you can always say, I'm going to have faith in my ability. I'm going to have faith in my subconscious that says, I'm going to bring in the people I need, the events, and create the situations so that I can achieve the goal that I'm after. And it's simply done with your thoughts. And of course, meditation throughout the day or during your lunch hour really helps. One of the big reasons that I push this so hard is all stress, or excuse me, all diseases are related to stress. And at this point in my life, I've noticed that throughout my life, that you can create so much stress for yourself that it simply will not go away. And I've been in predicaments where I've had nervous exhaustion, where my mind has gone so far out there, stressing out, worried about this, worried about that, and never ever being able to take a deep breath and relax. The flow does require faith and trust in yourself. It does, because the logical brain, or the ego side of our brain, is not willing to give up control in any way, shape, or form. A lot of times when I have my intuitive radar up and I'm allowing flow to work through me, it kind of feels like I have ADD because I go from one project to the next without thinking. It seems like in the things we really don't want to do, we create a thought, a negative thought of, I'll put it off, I'll procrastinate. And the more you procrastinate on that particular thought, the harder it is to overcome that in the future. So, not thinking about it and just applying yourself for a few minutes on some of the toughest things that you don't want to do each day, at the end of the year you will have made tons of progress. And it's kind of like perpetual motion for those difficult projects or the things you like to procrastinate about. And that simply means that if you spend 10 minutes on something you don't want to do, eventually you're going to turn that into a habit, and it's going to develop into getting the work done or the project done and completed the way that you need it done. So Try not to think about anything negative from sunrise to sunset. Always focus on the positive. Concentrate on flow. When you feel yourself drifting back and letting the ego beat you up for not getting the project done or doing the project or you're staying on time, just remember, you have full intentions of meditating on these difficult projects and making a commitment to yourself that, hey, I am going to get this done, just not right now. And I really don't feel like I need to be criticized by myself to complete this. So, again, it's all about your health. And law of attraction it's important to learn all the facets of it. And there's millions. It's different for every person. And flow has always been one of the most difficult things for me to accomplish. Think of it this way. Your life can change with a phone call. So you have to be ready for that phone call every moment. You have to constantly, when you're down and feeling negative, you gotta know that, hey, this is temporary. I'm gonna be back up on that wheel. And again, we're always looking at faith and belief in yourself. So instead of putting yourself down or procrastinating and say, I'm not getting this work done, switch it. Say, hey, I believe in you. I like what you're doing. You will get this done. You will accomplish this goal, regardless of how difficult or tough or how far down the rabbit hole you've gone and pushing it back out of your way. When you start thinking about and visualizing the end result of that particular goal that you're procrastinating about, you start seeing the results and the accomplishments and how good you feel, you're going to do it. You're going to start those few minutes a day and turn that into a habit and turn this thing around and really get going with your life. So, this is Law of Attraction in Action Part 2, and I couldn't help but think what a simple idea it was to have intuitive radar, to have intuitive thoughts guide your day, and it's pretty scary at first. It feels a lot like, you're not really getting anything done, but when you look at your to-do list at the end of the day and you realize, hey, I've accomplished a lot. To-do lists, of course, create anxiety because you get anxious to get going on them, but they're best written the night before. And that way, it gives the subconscious an opportunity to bring those people, the situation, and events into your life so that you can make progress with them. Okay? Just let the subconscious sit on it overnight, and then you'll be ready to go the next morning. Okay. That's all I have for you right now. And I really want to thank the person that left comments on the first Law of Attraction. They had some good things to say, some stuff I have obviously forgotten about. But really appreciate their input. And I hope you leave some comments and possibly subscribe. Once again, my name's John Koscki. This is Dr. Subconscious Show. You have a great day.